I don't think I'll be reusing these. Some of them are okay. Actually, well, the tips are gone, but you could still use that.
Dum-dum-dum.
What you doing? Sean here. Trying out a new camera, setup, light, so hopefully it all works out. I was at work today and my little Ring doorbell said, "There's a package there." Old man McFeely dropped off some BK Kinetics. Now, I do apologize in advance to Daniel that I don't shoot them more often. If you've been following my channel for a while, Shape Projectiles and me don't get along as well as they should, and my recent purchase of the 468, I've had much better luck, so I promise I'll try this some more and some other launchers that I have that are set up for Shape Projectiles. And also, DK, you're watching, you notice they're in these other Ziploc bags. That's because, well, old man McFeely is a little rough with the mail, and all your beautiful bags were all broken open and they're all mixed up. So what I have here is bore match to a 687 barrel. I have this one here. This is random weights. I'm not gonna test these ones for obvious reasons. I'm not gonna weigh them out on the scale. These particular ones, there were two bags in the package. One was marked 8.15 grams and 8.2. I'm gonna be honest here. I just put them all together and I'm gonna call them 8.2. They were colored differently, so we'll find out together which ones were 8.15. And I do appreciate DK and his wife weighing and bore matching these, because all of it is done by hand on their part. So let's have a look-see. Oh, and I'm gonna take this opportunity because of a post in the Facebook group to kind of show, I mean, we talk about bore matching all the time, and I've done videos, but well, let's get a better sample there. We'll get some of these clear ones. That while it is important, you know, the numbers on the bag say it's matched to a 687 bore barrel. That doesn't mean these are 687. I'm gonna show you guys that, and the same goes for these barrels. For instance, this one is marked, this is out of my 468. It's a 684 Lapco. But I also have some very trusted inserts, also from my other launchers. Unfortunately, I have a stainless and aluminum, but these freak inserts are very precise. So important, don't just go by the numbers. Try them in your barrel, push them in, feel them out, and that's that. Okay. 8.2 grams. So let's start out with the weight. I don't even need that. All right, she tear it out. 8.13, which is probably the 8.15s, but again, I'm gonna call these 8.2s. So these dark ones are the 8.15s. Again, apologies to DK, I just mixed them in there, 8.15. All right, well, you get the picture. Dark ones, in this case, colors will vary on what you got. Let's have a close look at these. These ones, man, they've come a long way since they started doing this. Now, I've had lots of BKs before, and Dan's always been kind enough to send them out to me. I got a lot of randoms in the past. I do have some that are still sorted for particular reasons. But these are beautiful. They've come a long way. Okay, these clear ones, 8.16. 8.16. I mean, okay, I could have called them all 8.15. We're splitting hairs here. 8.2 is a good number that I'm just going to stick with. They are bore matched to a 687 barrel. That doesn't mean they're 687. So let's see here. And it's important when you're measuring Shape Projectiles. they're gonna vary across the actual projectile themselves. I don't have a FAR here in front of me, but I remember most shape projectiles, there's a reason they're bore matched, whether it's gonna be this tail section is a little bit fatter and that's where the air is gonna catch, and that is what's gonna drag in your barrel. So that is where you're going to measure your bore. So these are, so it goes in the 682, the head does. See that? But the tail, the fins, hopefully you can see that. It's kind of fat there at the end, and that's where your bore match is coming in. 684, it goes through with a little bit of drag. 685 drops right through. Now, if I was gonna call this a 687 bore match, or sorry, a 687 bore match barrel, a 684 or a 685 would be ideal. And in this case, 684, 5, whatever you want to call it. We'll take one of these dark ones here. Nope. So the dark one didn't go through the 684. And look at there you go, right through that 685. So 685 on the dark ones. It kind of goes through the 684, yeah. Again, ideally, guys, I use 2 decimal place rule. So if you have a 687 barrel, apparently you have a 687 barrel, you don't want your projectiles larger than a 0.685. And it can be difficult, you know, manufacturer to manufacturer. Things vary, right? Okay, before we, you know what, I'm not even gonna weigh these 10 grams because I don't want this video to drag on, but these are 684, 685. This is a 687 freak insert. A trusted, these inserts, they are precise. I don't know if you can pick that up, but they make kind of like a scraping noise. They're just falling through. Finger in the hole. Should go slow. And it does. Now, 684 insert. This is stainless, different material. I mean, what I demonstrated here was that they go through this pretty easily. Even though these clear ones kind of checked out at 684. Like I have to push them through pretty good. I wouldn't recommend shooting them in a 684, but that is what it bees. Now the dark ones, we already know they're a little bit fatter. See the difference? It's so minute. I mean, we're talking decimal places here, guys. But this is the ideal size. You could beat this to death all day. Bottom line is, guys, don't rely on the labeling. Test the rounds yourself. I mean, in a perfect world, yeah, but it's not. We know this. We've been doing this a long time. If you want to shoot something really well, the only way is to test it. So let's, I'm going to load these up into my 468. And to be honest, I'm thinking. They're all loaded up in a 468. It's important to note I am using a 684 barrel. DK, I told you I would stuff them in. Also important to note, this isn't a high-powered launcher, but this is a drugged up Betty Crocker. There is a kind of an open spot here where I haven't beat her up too much. So I'll chrono a few. Now these are the random weights. I did toss them on the scale and they varied from like 8 to 8.25. So how much this chrono will tell you. We're going for damage. Untested spring in my 468 as well. So no fault of the projectiles. First one. And just like that, I have to switch springs. One more time. Went down a spring size. Should be good to go. Turns out it's not the spring, and in fact it's this new adjustable regulator. Didn't stay set at the PSI that I had set it at. So as I mentioned before, when tuning these, you need to know your bottle pressure. And in this case, I was tuning for 1100 and it's at 900 now. So let's crank it up. Allen key in the side, and I'll go through this reg in another video if it actually continues to perform terribly. So this is like the 4th time I've had to reset the pressure. Offshore stuff can't be trusted. We'll see how that pans out as I test this regulator further. All right. See how this rig works out. So far, not looking so hot. Second time, let's see what happens. Did it stay at 1200? It did not. Yeah, well, that is gonna throw a wrench in my plan. So, I'll just put on a known 1100 bottle. And that's the end of the video. Just kidding. I think that was the last one. It was. Should be 2 in here. There we go. 2 remaining. Well, not the best exhibition, but you know what? Sometimes those are the best videos. Working through problems, not projectiles, but let's grab that and have a look. Now I was hitting these kind of, you saw what happened in the pan there, kind of got off on the side. There you go. I mean, this is from, with that spring in that marker, that was probably only about 26 joules. Unfortunately, because of the tank problems, I didn't get it quite to where I wanted it, but hey, dead the brakes. See ya. Oh, link in the video description down below where you can get your own BK Kinetics.